Welcome to Time Frame Thursday, day 137 of the 2-Minute Author Challenge. Today's quote comes from James Michener, who said, "Character consists of what you do on the third and the fourth tries." Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani, and I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And one of the ways I do that is by helping authors use their persistence and to not give up on those first, second, and third times, to just keep going until they get it done. Because persistence is arguably the author's most precious tool, most precious gift. And let me tell you from experience, writing a book is a test of your perseverance. I've written and published 49 books so far. Every one of them has had their own challenges that I've had to push through for a variety of reasons. And I don't imagine that your books will be any different. Now, one thing I can speak from experience, when things are going well in my life, when I'm in a positive frame of mind and I'm in a place that I want to be in and I'm in a great mood, writing, of course, is super simple, super easy, the words flow like crazy, and life is awesome. And the reality is that when none of those things are true, writing can be a lot more challenging. And this is where your true character comes in. It's the hard knocks in life that reveal who you really are, what you're really made of, and what you're willing to do in the face of those challenges. Specifically, what is your response to those challenges? So I want to share an example from my own life where writing became rather challenging, to put it grossly understated. In 2018, my wife was diagnosed with stage 3C breast cancer, which means stage 4 is where it's gone to another organ, and that's what they call metastasized. The only thing her cancer hadn't done is gone to another organ. It had spread to her lymph nodes. It had gone through her chest wall, but not into her lungs yet. It had started having spots on her ribs. So this diagnosis was pretty darn dire and terrified us. Honestly, it really did. So imagine trying to write a book under those circumstances, because I did have one on the go when this diagnosis came about, and that ground to a halt immediately, because I simply needed to focus all my time and all my energy on making sure that my wife was taken care of through this process. Now, gratefully, we had an amazing oncologist, and the nurses at the chemo ward, they were just brilliant, I call them chemo angels because they're just such amazing human beings. But those truly were the hardest words I've ever written, in November of that year, because every single one of those words would come at the end of a very long day of dealing with my wife, making sure that she was taken care of, that she wasn't feverish, because if you're on going through chemo and the fever strikes, that's really dangerous stuff. So we're constantly monitoring her, making sure meds were taken, all those sorts of things. So eventually she would pass out or go to sleep, or however you want to phrase that, because she was also, mentally, emotionally exhausted. But so at the end of those days was when I would have a bit of time to write. And most days I simply didn't feel like it. But I also knew it was the thing that I needed to do for my own sanity. I truly did. And obviously the writing, as I already said, came at a distant second, because taking care of my wife truly was the only thing that mattered at that point. Writing the book, that could be done anytime. And so what writing became for me is sort of a sanctuary at the end of those crazy days, where I could just do this one little tiny thing for myself. And most days I didn't feel like it, and I pushed myself to do it anyways, because it was therapeutic. It was the thing that helped center me so that I could actually be there for her the next day, right? So it's super challenging, but that's kind of the way life can be, right? It's how it is. So my question for you, having related that story, what do you do when life kicks you in the butt? What do you do when your life sort of unravels with, in the blink of an eye, and you have no idea what to do? Do you give up on your book? Do you give up on writing? I did briefly. But it didn't take me long to figure out that I simply needed to write something just to maintain my own sanity. So if you're in that state, I would encourage you not to give up on your book, because maybe for you too, it will become this place of sanctuary. Who knows? Do you give up on yourself? Again, I would encourage you not to. Try that third, fourth, fifth time, 10 times if that's what it takes. because you're worth it. And all of this stuff matters. You wouldn't be trying to write this book through something like a cancer diagnosis, for example, in my case, if it wasn't important and if it wasn't you're trying to do that to help other people. You just wouldn't. So my question to you is, do you find a way around, over, through? Do you blow the problem up and just carry on? Like, there's always a way through. There's always a solution to these problems, even though they seem insurmountable in the moment. They really do. But there is always a solution, and perseverance is the key to getting through these situations. It really is. Perseverance can also become truly your best friend through these situations. You know, our response to anything that goes on in life is a choice. Whether it's something that's good, something we perceive as negative, how we respond is our choice. We are completely in control of that choice, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. So I would encourage you simply to persevere. Choose to persevere. Make that choice right now, even if you're not going through something like this, so that should that day arrive, this decision's already been made. It will serve you really well. It really, really will. So with that, if you also, here's another thought. One of the ways I help myself persevere, and I help other authors as well, excuse me there, get a little emotional about some of this stuff because it was a really trying time in our life. But one of the things I do for myself, and I invite other authors to join in, is what I call Writing Power Hour. And that's simply a time where we get together on Zoom, we share, like, for a minute or so at the top of the hour what we're trying to accomplish in that hour. We go off and we write, keeping the Zoom link active. And when the time expires, we come back and we sort of share, report out, if you will. Did we accomplish what we wanted? Did we not get there? Did we do more than we thought we could? And all of that helps us do better tomorrow. So whether we set our goals too high, maybe we need to readjust them. If we set them too low, maybe we need to adjust them higher. But just having that sort of small, intimate environment where we know that we're doing the same thing as the other people on the call can be really uplifting and really helpful, especially on those days where we're feeling very challenged to do the thing we know that we were born to do. All right? So if that interests you, I invite you to go to writingpowerhour.com and take a look at what I'm talking about in more detail. And if that interests you, sign up. It's a great program, and it's one that helps get things done. So whether you're writing your first draft, whether you're working on your marketing copy, whether you're writing on your book back cover blurb, like if you're doing actual marketing stuff, like whatever the thing that's most important for you to do in that hour, this is just an hour where we come together and help each other accomplish our goals so that we can turn our dreams into reality. That's the whole point of it. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and just choose perseverance. You and your life will be the better for it. All right? With that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.